Hello out there in the land of YouTube and across the internet. This is Robert Gilleo from Tree, Oklahoma, and I'd like to thank you for watching another one of my videos. Good morning. It's September 23rd of 2018.
Hey, Papa.
Yes, sir. Grandson Jude's helping me do the editing on this. Anyways, we're headed up to Estes Park, Colorado, which is west of Loveland, Colorado, on Highway 34. Been up there before in a car, but this will be the first time on either a two-wheeler or a three-wheeler. And this time it's on the Can-Am RT Limited that I bought just a few weeks ago. Headed up there. It's very beautiful this time of year. The foliage is beginning to change to fall colors, so it's going to be a pretty scenic ride today. Reminds me in some places of Glen Canyon, Colorado, on I-70, because of the gorge, the high walls and everything. But it's pretty scenic. It's a bit chilly this morning. The low in Loveland was about 43 this morning. The high got up to the mid-90s. Estes Park, on the other hand, had a low of about 30 this morning and got up into the mid-70s during the day. Back in early August, late July, my grandson and I were running around in North Texas, and we happened to stop by a Can-Am dealer in Louisville, and we got talking to the salesman about the Can-Am RT, and they said they were offering rebates on the 2017. Well, I got to looking on CycleTrader.com, and I seen some pretty good deals on the 2017. And I called this other dealer in Texas I'd done business with, Lewis Power Sports of Greenville, Texas. And I talked to them, and they said they had just sold the last 2017 the day before, but they'd let me have a 2018 for the same price that I was seeing on CycleTrader.com. So I went ahead and put a deposit down on it, and on August 31st, Jude and I headed down to Greenville, Texas, and we picked up what we call Mrs. Blue. I've been riding motorcycles since I was 9 or 10 years old. I've owned 6 of them over the years. The latest 2, both being Kawasaki ZG1200 Voyagers. I bought a 2002 that I've got about 75,000 miles on. And then one day I was looking on eBay for some parts, and I ran across a 1998 Voyager that had only 13,500 miles on it and looked brand new. So that was on Monday. Saturday morning, I was sitting in Kentucky with a trailer picking that up. Now, this is not to take away, look at them beautiful colors there. This is not to take away from riding a two-wheeled motorcycle, but riding one of these Can-Ams, it just seems like it takes it to another level. And really and truthfully, unless you really ride one of these, you're just not going to understand. Colorado has recently been plagued by drought. And take a look at that level of that lake there. It's very evident they haven't been getting much rainfall or snow like they should be. Grandson Jude, he's about 26 months old now. He took up to being a cowboy all on his own. And while we were up there in Colorado, that antique store we just passed, went in there and I found a set of old cap guns, a set of them. And I went ahead and got them for him and brought them home to him. And of course, he wants them on, and he'll get up there and he'll practice taking care of the bad guys. He really likes that dual set of cap guns. Regardless of whether I'm riding my motorcycles, driving a car, or even when I drove a semi truck, almost always whenever I got out of town and into the countryside, I turned the music up. There's no need to break that habit now, so let's do it.
When winter comes, I'll see you again. We'll be out till late under the starshine. I wish that I didn't have to wait. Autumn leaves, please hurry before I start to worry and his face gets blurry. My love, I send you kisses. My heart belongs to no one but you. It won't change. My love, I send our best wishes. Snow will fall and I'll be on your arm. My love. Your smell still lingers as I close my eyes. Oh, I've tried to set aside all this longing, but it won't hide. I dream about you every night. Winter cold, please hurry. Bring him home before I worry and his face gets too blurry. My love, I send you kisses. My heart belongs to no one but you. It won't change. My love, I send our best wishes. Snow will fall and I'll be on your arm.
seeing here in Colorado in late September, the changing of the color of the leaves. This gold we're looking at here, um, usually in southern southeastern Oklahoma, where I'm from, we don't begin to see this until late October or early November. One of the rides that a lot of people like to go on, not just bikers, but tourists as well, is the Talamina Drive in eastern Oklahoma. Now I'm just out on a scenic ride today. I'm not in any hurry to get anywhere, but I always do my best to be greatly considerate of the traffic that's out there on the highways with me. That's the way I was taught when I drove a truck. Be considerate. So I always keep an eye on that rearview mirror, and if I see traffic starting to gather up, so to speak, behind me, whenever I come across a wide spot, I'll go ahead and pull over to the right side of the road and let these people go by me. I'm doing it just as a matter of common courtesy to my fellow driver. Once these people get on by, I get on back on the highway and headed on my way again. Here we are up in the mountains, finally, and these are these high walls I was talking about earlier that remind me of Glen Canyon on Interstate 70 in western Colorado. River over here on the right, you can just barely see it at this point. There'll be better views of it down the road, and we will cross over it a few times. I live in southern Oklahoma at the foot of the Arbuckle Mountains, and somewhere I have read where these were the only mountains in the world that the formation ran vertically. Well, not so. As I was reviewing this video, I noticed something. Take a look at the right up here. The formation runs vertical right here. So wherever I read that at about the Arbuckle Mountains being the only mountains with that, well, that's a misstatement. Also got a lot of flat curves up here. Now, Can-Am definitely handles differently than a motorcycle on curves. Motorcycles, of course, you lean it. Can-Am, you steer it. You also got to learn to use your body and lean to help you through that curve. Can-Am sponsors riding classes for these, and I recommend everybody, if you're going to buy one of these, take it. You're on a controlled course and you're on somebody else's machine. Even experienced motorcycle riders can learn from this course. To say I didn't learn anything would be a misstatement. I'll give you an example. Never heard this anywhere before this class. When you go into a curve, you find you a point in that curve and you steer towards that point, and you continuously move that point down the curve. It makes all the difference in the world. So I recommend taking that class.
Open up the window, I'm breathing in the last of September. I can feel the wind blow, and the late summer sky is like a giant ember. Everything is turning into gold. The autumn leaves are playing chases, puts a smile up on my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. Since I was a little child, playing chase it, puts a smile upon my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. When the autumn leaves are playing chase it, puts a smile upon my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. Dancing through the last days of September.
Definitely been seeing some beautiful fall colors this morning. It is very beautiful this time of year. We passed Colorado Cherry Company back down the road a little ways. We'll be stopping there on our way back to Loveland. Hopefully you noticed there are people alongside the highway on bicycles. There's pedestrians too. So as you approach them, please try to move over to the left and slow down. And if you can't move over, please slow down even more. Noticed a lot of these flat winding curves that I was mentioning earlier. This is where some of the skill that can be acquired by taking that Can-Am rider course would come in handy, because taking these curves is definitely different on a Can-Am Spyder than it is on a motorcycle.
Steer me right, you lit the spark, and I can feel you tearing down every wall. Come one, come all. You're like an early morning breeze. Your soft red lips and gentle tease. You must have been sent just for me. Come one, come all. Just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerizing, hypnotizing. My eyes are set on you. Through the fields of young romance, and under blue skies with an open glance, we head over heels, filled with dreams. Come all, everything, just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerizing, hypnotizing. My eyes are set on you. We can go wherever. We can be whoever. You and me. Just when I need you, you set sail and navigate. But when I need you, you lift me up till we levitate. You're mesmerizing, hypnotizing. And my eyes are set on you.
I had 514 miles on the RT when I left the house, 2757 when I got home. I went a total of 2,243 miles on this trip. Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Utah, Arizona, the mountain states, love riding them. The reason I chose to come to Colorado this time was because I have a nephew that he'd been working in the oil field in the coil tubing business up in North Dakota for many years, and they opened up a yard near Loveland, Colorado. So I decided to come up and visit my nephew, and also at the same time break the Can-Am in. To video this trip, I used a GoPro Session 4 attached to the side of my helmet. I've got a little arm out there too that kind of gets it on further out where I get less of the helmet. They're a great little camera. You can use a 128 gigabyte SD card, so you can video all day long. The GoPro Session 5 is the latest generation of this camera, and since I made this trip, it has been discontinued by GoPro. So if you want one, I suggest getting out there on the internet and getting them while they're still there. To power the camera, I actually bought a couple of Ugreen 10,000 milliamp per hour external batteries. These things will keep that GoPro going, just one of them, all day long. I put it in my right pocket, run a cable up to the camera. I call a battery in my pocket rocket. Does the job and does it well. From time to time we get some beautiful views of the North Fork of the Big Thompson River along Highway 34. Looks like a lot of people fishing it today too.
was thinking out loud. I spoke of your bravery, your wit and audacity, of coming over and letting go of it all. Please move close to me. You love differently, so move close to me. Love me differently, differently. You lay beside me, you held my hand in the dark. I started fighting, 'cause I was scared of it all. And isn't it glorious how love gets the best of us? Yeah, I got feelings, but I'm a tough one sometimes. Please move close to me. You love differently, so move close to me. Love me differently, differently. Please move
We're just now getting into the edge of Estes Park. Population here is about 6,000. I would definitely say it's a community geared towards tourism. There's a lot of lodging here, restaurants, there's RV campground. To the left here we've got the dam for Lake Estes Reservoir. So I imagine you've got some boating and fishing in that area there. If you like trail riding, up here on the right, we've got Sombrero Ranches. A lot to offer tourists coming up into this area. It was right at 35 miles from where we were staying at in Loveland, right there at the junction of Interstate 25 and Highway 34 to the intersection of Highway 34 and Highway 36. They're right in the middle of Estes Park. There were quite a few beautiful homes along the river on the way up here. I imagine that it is a very desired place to live. I would also imagine that Colorado takes very good care of the highway during the wintertime. I would assume because of the amount of snowfall one would anticipate getting in the mountains here that there's going to be times when you're going to be snowed in. But it's been my experience driving a truck. Colorado does take very good care of their highways. Now, I thought the CanAm'nIt Spyder handled very well on the way up the mountain on the flat curves. On the way to Colorado, I went around the eastern half of the Enchanted Circle. It runs from Taos, Angel Fire, Eagle's Nest, Red River, Cuesta, New Mexico. I've been around it before on a motorcycle more than once, and I was definitely impressed with the way the Spyder handled on those curves as well. They do have a lot more bank on them, especially between Taos and Angel Fire. I've got some good video of it too I'll be putting on here later on. I didn't see near as many motorcycles out today as I thought I would have. It is getting late in the riding season, so I thought there would be others out taking advantage of it. I met a couple of Can-Am Spyders that were coming off the mountain as I was headed up. Did see a few motorcycles on the way back down, but again, it was a chilly day. I just thought more people would be out trying to take advantage of the sunshine. It's definitely a pretty time of year to be up here too. I mean, even in town here, you see a lot of changing of the colors of the leaves due to it being fall, of course. I can just imagine how beautiful it would be up here once the snows come in at nighttime, especially. The light reflecting off the snow. It'd be a beautiful place to spend the Christmas sometime, I think. I stopped and got me a cup of coffee at the Starbucks this morning, walked around for a little bit. There were a lot of people out and about, pretty busy this morning. Isn't it pretty up there? Wouldn't you like to go for a ride sometime with Papa up there? Did you see that river? Do you want to go up there and walk the river sometime and go fishing maybe?
Yeah. What's that?
Well, I pulled into the coffee shop to get me a cup of coffee. All right, well, you go back in there and play for a little bit. Papa's busy.
I'll go in.
Okay, love you.
Okay.
Grandson Jude had to come check on me and make sure I was working. Now my granddaughter Blondie's in here checking on me. Isn't it pretty up there? Yeah. You have to go up there with me sometime.
I'm going next time you go.
Well, the only problem with that is, see, you start school in August and this is September, so.
It's okay. I don't have to go back.
Yeah, you do. Now that I've finished that cup of coffee, I'm going to head on up Highway 34 to the gate of Rocky Mountain National Park, where I'm just going to do a U-turn. I'm going to come back down almost to the intersection of Highway 36 again, but I'm going to take a turn to Devil's Gulch Road. It's also known as McGregor Avenue and Route 43. I'm going to run that all the way back down to Highway 34. So we're going to see some different territory on the way back to Loveland. time for a little more music here. Now I use royalty-free music. Subscribe at playerepidemicsound.com. It's a service related to YouTube, and there's no copyright infringement, so you get no hits from YouTube for using this royalty-free music. There are so many beautiful houses up in this area. I can just imagine that living here year round would be quite enjoyable. Notice again we have pedestrian alongside the highway, and again, when you see people out there alongside the highway, try to move to your left and slow down, and if you can't move to the left, please slow down even more. We want the experience out there on the highway to be a great one. Whether you're traveling via a vehicle, on a bicycle, or you're walking alongside the highway, we want it to be safe and enjoyable for everyone. So here we are now at the Devil's Gulch. It's a popular hiking area, so I understand, for people. Very pretty up here too.
bus is pushing her. She's tied to the ground, someone's holding her down, and no one seems to care about her lying there. She's trying not to cry, all the people walk by. Am I the only one taking note of her? They feel no regret, her clothes are all wet. She doesn't have a clue what to do. I go, I don't want it to be like that. In our neighborhood, in our neighborhood, I don't want you to feel that bad. In our neighborhood, in our neighborhood. She's turning her head, her face is all red. She's looking at me as if I was fooling her. Why can't you see all the love inside me? I would never do a thing to hurt her. After a while, I'm sensing a smile. I reach her hand to pull her from the dirty ground. Then I hear a roar, her head hits the floor. Everyone is suddenly they're kicking her. I go, I don't want it to be like that. In our neighborhood, in our neighborhood, I don't want you to feel that bad. In our neighborhood, in our neighborhood.
That was a pretty little community back there, Glen Haven, Colorado. A lot of scenic area around here too. Check out the colors of the fall there. Golden. Yeah, that's beautiful.
All the glitters is not gold, Papa.
I know it, Blondie, but I come around that curve and saw all that rock glittering in the sunlight, and I just had to stop and gather some of these. This is pyrite, fool's gold. I've got a rock garden kind of at the end of my driveway. It was my grandmother's idea to do this quite some years ago, so I started collecting rocks wherever I travel. I've got rocks from all the states north and south of Oklahoma, as well as those west of all those states, Pacific Northwest too. And if I'm at the ocean, I'll collect seashells as well and put them in the garden. Thanks, grandmother, for that idea.
A regular tool, but some things you just don't realize. Even though they're happening right in front of your eyes, I'm not even sure just what went wrong.
We're now at the end of Colorado Route 43, and we're going to be turning back east on Highway 34, headed back towards Loveland. So we're going to see some familiar territory that we came through this morning. On the way back into Loveland, I made a stop at the Colorado Cherry Company shop, located on the eastbound side of Highway 34. Got a wide variety of cider in there. It's cherry, apple. I thought I seen some peach cider as well. Never seen any of that before. They've got other novelties there, such as t-shirts, ball caps, and I found something Paula Michelle just loves. Every time we go to somewhere like the German Fest in Munster, Texas, she always wants to get a sack of this popcorn. Got some nice chairs out in front you can sit there and relax in, and it's in a very pretty setting there along Highway 34. Now we're off back to Loveland, Colorado. We're just about to make it back into Loveland, Colorado. Round trip wise, it was about 83 miles from Eric's house to Estes Park and back. We got to see a lot of beautiful scenery today. The fall colors are definitely out there this time of year in Colorado. I would have definitely loved to have spent more time up here exploring some more of Colorado on the Can-Am. Perhaps maybe run up US 287 from Fort Collins to Laramie. I haven't been on that highway since the early 90s. Then across 210 from Laramie over to Cheyenne, and then back down 85 through Nunn and Greeley, Colorado, then back over to Loveland. 85, by the way, is the Can-Am Highway. That's the name of it. I put almost 1,900 miles on the Can-Am RT since purchasing it on August 31st of 2018, moving day as I call it. I'm very happy with the manner in which the RT handles. The ride is excellent. As a matter of fact, I left Loveland the very next day after making this trip to Estes Park. Spent the night at Clayton, New Mexico, and got up Tuesday morning. A norther had blowed in. I had sustained winds of 20 to 25 mile an hour side winds from Clayton all the way to probably about 30 miles west of Lawton, Oklahoma. Even though I could tell I was in heavy side winds, I was not affected by this as I have been in the past when I was on a two-wheel motorcycle, and I've been in some pretty heavy side winds over the years on a motorcycle, and it was never a fun experience at all. In fact, it could be quite dangerous. I cannot say I had that same experience on the Can-Am RT. Now, that being said, there's no way I'm about to get rid of my Kawasaki Voyagers. I love them, and the first thing I did the day after I got back was I got on my 1998 Kawasaki Voyager and I rode it. I wanted to make sure that I was still riding it by reflex, as I call it, and that I wasn't picking up, let's say, any bad habits, such as not leaning when I got to a curve. But again, I will say, to make it safer and more enjoyable, I do recommend to everybody to take the Can-Am sponsored rider safety course. I hope you all enjoyed my video. There's more to come. I've got a lot of video from this trip and a couple other trips I've made since then. So y'all have a great day. Be safe on the highway. If you're ever in the Ardmore, Oklahoma area, come out to Gene Autry and see Jude and I at the Gene Autry, Oklahoma Museum. There still ain't no feeling like Galmobile.